So surrounded by the sounds of the birds and the gentle breeze, beginning to prepare ourselves for this time of practice, this time of contemplation and the development of a deeper, more grounded awareness. So in this day and age, what sounds like a bird sometimes might transform into a sound of a drone, but that's okay. Just staying with the present moment. First of all, beginning to move our attention to the body. Because the body is such a wonderful, faithful, servant in our lives, we can allow it to be a vehicle for awareness, mindfulness. So just beginning to notice how the body feels, giving the body its due attention. So within the present moment, just noticing how the body feels, if it feels quite tired or if it feels full of energy, quite vital. Just noticing how the body is in the present moment. And if the mind begins to wander, just gently bringing it back with a gentle focus. So also just noticing how we feel on the level of mood emotion within the body. If we were going to give our mood a colour, what colour would it be? Or it could just be one word that sums up our current mood, or just a tactile feeling. Now also just feeling into our experience on the level of thought, just noticing if our minds are quite busy with conceptual thinking, or if they're quite still, quite spacious, quite open, not judging, but just noticing how we feel on the level of thought. And one of the sacred keys of meditation is not only being aware of the state of thought or thinking, but also noticing those gaps between thought, between thinking, and just noticing that spaciousness. Because although we might think that we're always thinking about something, actually there are gaps in thought, and it's wonderful if we can notice them and begin to broaden them out. Now noticing how we feel on the level of spirit, in terms of our spiritual nature. How do we experience that right now in our lives today, within this moment of experience, moments of experience? So throughout this meditation, we're going to use a focus on what's called the second chakra, sometimes known as the sacral chakra. And this is the chakra that's connected to our sexuality, sexual organs, creativity. And in the Indian system, this chakra is connected to the water element. So maybe just contemplating for a bit longer how we feel on the level of emotion. So the name for this chakra in the Indian system is Svadhisthana Chakra, which means your own dwelling place, one's own dwelling place. And what this points to is the fact that however we feel in our lives, that sexual creative energy will be functioning on some level. So we need to be in contact with it and aware of how it's functioning in our lives. So it's not really just about suppressing that energy and then trying to live a spiritual life. We also need to, in a sense, make it as conscious as we can so that we know how it's functioning in our lives, in our relationships, with our partners. Or even just on the level of how creative we're feeling in our life, on all levels. So during this meditation we'll use a couple of physical focuses in terms of how this chakra relates to the spine. We can just begin to orientate our awareness to the area just above the tailbone, as in the Indian system this is said to be connected with this chakra. So just with our awareness feeling into that area, just a couple of fingers width above the tailbone. It might be hard to be precise, but just feeling into this part of the body. And when I begin to do this, I begin to feel that my awareness is, in a sense, becoming locked into some rich source of energy. And in general, in these areas connected to Svadhisthana Chakra, it's easy to hold a kind of primal tension. It's just trying to relax these areas of the body, around the base of the spine, sexual organs, the buttocks, just trying to release physically into these areas. And the animal connected to this chakra in the Indian system is the crocodile. And this points to us beginning to access those subterranean depths of the psyche. All of that karmic energy that swims around in these parts of our energy system, around second and first chakra, Svadhisthana Chakra and root chakra. And now we'll begin to explore and experiment with a certain type of mudra, which for men is known as Vajroli mudra. But the principle is the same for women as well. We're just going to contract the muscle area that we would use if we were going to withdraw the flow of urine from the body, which might sound strange, but it's a classical yogic technique to begin to activate the energy of Svadhisthana Chakra. So just in our own way, we're just experiment contracting that canal in the body, just pulsing that area. Same muscle group we would use if we were withholding the flow of urine. Now just letting go of that technique and just noticing how we feel in the body. And the bija seed sound to awaken this chakra is Vam. So in our own time, if we want to, we can begin to chant that sound, or we can just rest in the silence. Sound Vam. 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 And as we chant this mantra, we can feel that our center of creativity in our lives, not just sexuality, but our whole field of creativity is beginning to be awakened, purified. Vam. 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 So during this practice we've connected to the body, present moment, but also then held the focus and exercise to awaken Svadhisthana Chakra, to release any energy that's locked, stored away there, bring it into the system, bring it up into the system, connect this energy center with the rest of our energy body. And the animal is the crocodile, and this also has a slight warning attached to it, because what we really don't want to happen is for our energy to become all hijacked by a stuck or dormant or misaligned Svadhisthana Chakra. Because in the Indian system this chakra is connected to the unconscious mind. And what we really want to try to avoid is becoming unconscious within the unconscious, because then if we're like that, we truly will be unconscious. So we need to unlock those karmic seeds, bring them into conscious awareness, transform what needs to be transformed. And bring that awareness and that energy up into the heart, into loving awareness, into creativity, creative expression through art, poetry, sound, voice. So being aware on the journey of your meditation experience, how you feel now from how we began, how we felt when we began, just noticing our experience through all we've been through during the meditation, just integrating that into our field of knowledge, awareness. Now just preparing ourselves to come out of this time of meditation, of practice. So really slowly, mindfully, in our own time, no rush, just beginning to move our fingers, toes. And when we're ready, just beginning to open our eyes.